Most people who store water think they're prepared. In reality, they're storing a future problem. Here are 4 mistakes that ruin water before you need it. Water storage isn't complicated, but it is unforgiving. One single bad decision can turn 100 gallons of safe, life-sustaining water into something you can't drink when it matters most. Your entire plan can hinge on a few simple details that most people get wrong. I'm going to show you the 4 most common mistakes that people make and exactly how to fix each one, so that your water supply is an asset, not a liability. Let's start with the first and most fundamental mistake: using the wrong containers. You see it all the time. People rinse out an old milk jug, fill it with tap water, and tuck it away thinking they've done their part. Or they grab whatever cheap, thin plastic bottle is on sale at the department store. This is a critical failure waiting to happen. Here's why. That milk jug, no matter how well you wash it, still has milk proteins and sugars bonded to the porous plastic. That's a perfect food source for bacteria. You're not storing water, you're cultivating a science experiment. Those other non-food grade plastics, they can leach chemicals like BPA or phthalates into your water over time, especially if the temperature changes. And the flimsy, thin-walled containers are simply not built for the long haul. The weight of the water and the simple process of aging will cause them to crack, split, and leak, leaving you with a puddle on the floor exactly when you need a drink. The fix is non-negotiable. Use food-grade containers only. Look for plastics marked with the number 2 recycling symbol, that's HDPE, or high-density polyethylene, and make sure it explicitly says food safe or food grade. Better yet, invest in purpose-built water storage containers. These are the heavy-duty blue jugs or the large 55-gallon barrels designed specifically for this task. They're thick, durable, and made from stable plastic that won't contaminate your supply. Remember this: if the container isn't right, the water inside it doesn't matter. The second major mistake is storing your water and then completely forgetting about it. It's the set it and forget it mindset. You spend a weekend filling containers, you stack them neatly in a corner, and you mentally check water off your preparedness list for good. But your stored water isn't a static object. It's a living system that requires maintenance. Plastic, even thick HDPE, is slightly permeable. It breathes. Over many months, vapors and microscopic contaminants can slowly work their way in. More importantly, temperature fluctuations cause the container to expand and contract over time. And inside that sealed container, contamination that was too small to notice initially can slowly develop, without any obvious signs. You might open it in an emergency only to find it smells off, tastes strange, or is simply unsafe. The solution is to treat your water storage like you would any other critical system in your home, with a maintenance schedule. You need to rotate your stored water every 6 to 12 months. Use the oldest water first, on your garden, to wash your car, whatever, and then refill those containers with fresh water. To make this easy, you have to label every single container with the date it was filled. A simple piece of masking tape and a permanent marker is all it takes. And each time you rotate, perform a quick inspection. Open the container, smell the water, look at it. If anything seems wrong, you'll catch it during a routine check, not during a crisis. Stored water is a system, not a one-time task. If you're realizing you've made one of these first 2 mistakes, maybe with a few milk jugs in the garage right now, then subscribe. This channel exists for one reason: to help you fix problems before they become emergencies. Now let's get to mistake number 3, storing your water in a bad location. You can have the best containers and a perfect rotation schedule, but if you put them in the wrong place, you've undone all your hard work. The most common bad location is the garage. Think about it. It gets brutally hot in the summer and can freeze in the winter. It's often where you keep gasoline, pesticides, paint thinners, and other chemicals. It's one of the worst possible environments for your water supply. Heat drastically accelerates the breakdown of plastic, increasing the likelihood that chemicals from the container itself leach into the water. Storing containers in direct sunlight is just as bad. The UV radiation degrades the plastic, making it brittle and prone to cracking, while also encouraging algae to grow inside your water. And those chemical vapors from gasoline or cleaning supplies, they can actually permeate through the walls of the plastic containers and contaminate the water, giving it a chemical taste and making it dangerous to drink. So where should you store it? The ideal location is cool, dark, and has a stable temperature. A basement is often perfect. An interior closet, a pantry, or even under a bed works well.
You also want to elevate your containers off of concrete floors. Direct contact with concrete can sometimes cause chemical reactions with the plastic over the long term. A simple wooden pallet or a couple of 2x4s will do the trick. Keep your water away from any and all chemicals. Where you store your water matters just as much as how you store it. This brings us to the fourth and final mistake, which is often a sin of overconfidence, not having a way to make your stored water safe. People assume that because they stored clean water in a clean container, it will remain perfectly pure forever. They have no backup plan. This is a fragile assumption, because in the real world, containers can fail. A hairline crack you can't even see can let in bacteria. Accidental contamination can happen when you're filling or rotating your supply. And most critically, in a longer-term emergency, your stored supply might run out. You may be forced to get water from a rain barrel, a stream, or a lake. Without a way to purify that water, you're risking serious illness. The only way to guard against this is to have redundant purification methods. Don't rely on just one. You need at least two of the following. First, the ability to boil water. Boiling for 1 minute is the most reliable way to kill viruses, bacteria, and parasites. Second, a stock of water purification tablets. These are small, cheap, and effective chemical treatments, usually chlorine dioxide, that can make questionable water safe. And third, a quality water filter. This could be a gravity-fed filter for your home or a portable pump filter for on-the-go situations. Having multiple options means that if one fails, say the power's out and you can't boil, you have another way to guarantee your water is safe to drink. Stored water without a backup purification plan is just false security. So let's put this all together into a simple, practical rule that actually works. Store what you can realistically rotate what you store, and always have a way to purify. Run through this checklist in your mind. Do you have food-grade containers? Are they dated and on a rotation schedule? Are they stored in a cool, dark place? And do you have at least 2 backup purification methods ready to go? If you can answer yes to all 4, you're in great shape. Now, this doesn't mean you need to build a municipal water tower in your backyard. The goal here is realistic preparedness, not panic-driven excess. You don't need years of water. You need enough to get through short-term disruptions without being a victim. The standard rule is to aim for 1 gallon per person per day. That covers drinking and basic hygiene. Start with a minimum 3-day supply. A better goal, and one that gives you a much more comfortable buffer, is a 7-day supply. Remember, prepared beats excessive. Water problems don't announce themselves. They don't send you a calendar invite. They show up when the power goes out, when the water main breaks, when you finally need the very thing you stored. Fix these 4 mistakes now, today, and your water supply stops being your weak link. It becomes your greatest strength.